Anybody need a set of 30-year-old instructions for a Trane 90% furnace? September of 1984. If you do, I have some. They sure don't make them like this anymore. If they did, there'd be a lot less of us in business. But there you go. 3-ton heat pump from 1984. Getting ready to recover the refrigerant. Take it out. Replace this heat pump right here. And a 90% furnace on the inside. So look, the unit almost outlived all the wires. Pretty brutal, looks like to me. Anyway, somebody's glass is down there at the bottom. Wonder how long they've been there. There's a caster for something. So, doesn't look like this unit's been touched in a very long time. Cool. That dryer was rubbing up against the common port there. Where you take your pressures. So, I'm gonna get this thing cut loose because my recovery is almost done. Well, it is done. Look. Down into a vacuum now, so line sets are gonna get replaced. I'm gonna go up above the windows there. Run new line set to the new coil. Now you just get to cut this thing loose. She's gone. If you work by yourself, like I do a lot, well, most of the time, and you're thinking about buying a trailer, or you're gonna buy a trailer, buy one with a ramp. I was able to get that unit in there by myself, and damn thing's heavy too. But definitely buy a trailer with a ramp. I used to have one, but I sold it, and it had a ramp on it too, and I knew I didn't want to go back to one with just barn doors on it. So definitely buy a ramp or a trailer with a ramp on it. Just bought this one the other day. My son went back to school, so I had to have something. He was driving my other truck when we had installs to do, so there you go. Buy one with a ramp on it. And look, it's nice. I can work, 20 foot away from where my trailer is and my truck and the door to the basement. Well, there she is. 90% furnace. Getting ready to leave. I wonder how long that piece of cardboard has been in there. Probably since the beginning. See what a 30-year-old coil looks like. To be 30 years old, that is not really that bad. Actually, it's pretty good to be 30 years old. Alright, with the old furnace out, I can really get to work. Of course, I got the new furnace set in place right there. Actually, they didn't have the coil today. It won't be here till tomorrow, so that'll give me a chance to work on my return and do the power. And I'm going to have to do something with the gas line, because the gas line on this particular furnace comes out on that side right there. But as you can see, I'm putting a Ultravision 5-inch filter in place, and you see the return duct is right there. And here's the return duct that was on the old furnace. Still going to use it, but you see I'll have a place to make up there. So I want to show you what if you're gonna do this type of thing, if you don't have an offset built, how you can make up the difference out here in the field. You see on the duct here how I drew the lines up, and the reason I did that is if you just took your sheet metal and you just started it right here and went down and went over here to this corner here and went down, it would actually, the duct size would actually shrink. So instead of having 10 inches, you might have 8 inches. So what I did was I took my tape measure and I started at the bottom corner right there. And as you can see, it's 10 inches. But now as you move up, like so, that's how I got my 10 inches. So, you know, it just kind of grows a little bit. But that will be how I maintain my 10-inch from here down here, wherever I get through, ready to wherever I cut that duct at. That'll be how I maintain the 10 inches. And I'll repeat the same measurement over on that duct there, which is here is 2 3/4. So, and actually, it's actually 3 3/4 by the time we get done. So it'll be a little bigger than 3 inches. I mean, than 10 inches, but it'll be fine. Rather have it a little bigger than 10 than 8 inches. So I'm gonna get that cut out, figure out where I want to put the return duct down here, and then I'll make my little transition piece from here to there. So that'll be how I make my little offset. Alright, so I got my top piece cut, got my bottom piece cut there, and the bottom measurement mirrors the top one. And so now I just got to get my measurements to do the pieces from here to there, from there to there. Make me a little offset. As you see, everything's sealed from the inside with mastic. That way there's nothing on the outside except this little piece of tape right there. And the reason it's there is because the duct I'm using is 10 by 24, and the opening of the filter box is 24. So I had just a little gap there. I was trying to hold it up by myself and screw it, but it's taped up, sealed up from the inside, so it was just a teeny little crack, not very big, so it'll be good, nice and tight. It's not going nowhere. Alright, she's getting ready to be done. I got my transition there. The transition, there's my little offset there for the filter. Strap that wire up, over, insulate. I got the hole cut for a 7-inch supply we're putting into the kitchen. We've got to cut that top plate there where it's marked out to fit the boot inside. Run the gas line. See, got this 3/4 inch that connects up top up there. I'll take it loose, put gas tight, or track pipe down, bring it down, because as you see right here, the gas comes out on the left hand side of the furnace. So we'll put that in and then track pipe it up under that supply and up there, and then run our 90% flue. Put a 2-3 reducer up right there, 45 it over and 45 it down, go straight into my connection right there, and then tidy it all up and I'll be done. Line set, when we fed the new line set in, I only had to cut about that much off of the suction line, which is cool. Now here comes the fun part, converting it over to LP. Look at all the wires I got, pressure switch, orifices, screw you gotta screw into the burners. I didn't even send you a drill bit with it. But that's what we're gonna do, convert it over. Alright, so I have my mixing screws in place according to the instructions, and getting ready to put the burners back in place, and then work on the gas valve, changing the orifices. Alright, I'm getting ready to put the PVC up. Just look at that. After 30 years, I guess the glue must have broke down. But I don't know if you can see it up there, but I had to get a riser clamp because the only thing that was holding that 3-inch PVC up from here all the way up through the roof was that piece of hanging wire right there. When I came and looked at it originally, the flue went down like that because of all the weight pushing down. So I got a riser clamp there, took some plumbing strap, screwed it to the floor joist, and wrapped it through that plumbing, or through that riser clamp, and now it ain't going nowhere. Now I just got to cut it, put a 2-3 reducer, and then 45 down to the top of the furnace there, and go into the furnace, and the flue will be done. And I'll put my CPVC for the drain on the furnace, and I'll be done. I'll put a line set cover on the outside wall. New flue. Transitions, ultravision filter, of course new pump, pan. The only bad part about duct wrap, it hides a beautiful sheet metal work. That's it. Shit done. Well, there she is in all her glory. The line set cover right there. Homeowner said he's gonna paint it, so but ran up the wall. New line set.